Hi, my name is Rick Butts. I am the founder of EE Design Tools, LLC, and the creator of Edestol. If you are an electrical professional in the commercial, industrial, or residential areas, I believe this program is going to change the way you do business. I know you're anxious to see the program. I just wanted to take a moment to introduce myself. Now, let's go see Edestol. Okay, let's launch the program. And I'm going to open a demonstration project that I have created earlier. And this is what you get. You get basically three different areas of the program. You have a tree view pane over here with its respective major branch areas. Every project gets these major branches. The major branches generally correspond with what you have up here on your command menu. You have power devices, you have control devices, you can create cables, you can specify and create cable trays, you can generate reports, and you have some utilities, you can import things and stuff like that, and then your typical help and about pages that you're aware of. You also have this summary area over here. Right now we're looking at the project page, which is really just the information for the project itself, the name, the address, some file locations that are referenced. We'll probably put some more fields in here for contractor names and contact information for clients, for various things that you might want to save related to a particular project. But every project looks pretty much the same from here. Now, the process is that you go to these command bars up here and you select devices from your command menus from this particular location. So this is power. So all these devices here can be dragged off of that menu bar into this tree view. And the way you do that is you just, let me just demonstrate it here. Let's just take a load. We're going to take a motor and we are going to drag it to the MCC. And what it does is it now connects a motor between MCC. You can see the from tag down here, and you have to give it a tag. So we're going to call it M75. And you can give it a name, some sort of description. And you give it a size. Okay. It goes into the code data and gets the table for the various voltage and that size and puts it in there, and it basically takes off from there. The nice thing about this program is once you've created the device in your power distribution model, it says, okay, let's go ahead and create the cable that goes with it. As you can see, we have from MCC to M75, and it has automatically assigned the cable tag, and there's a convention that goes with that based on voltage. And then you select your requirements, you select your manufacturer, and it does all your sizing requirements. If you need multiple parallel runs, it will do that for you. It sizes your actual conductor size. It'll size if this is a multi-conductor cable, so the cable comes with a ground, but if this was a three-phase 4-wire connection, it would give you your phase conductors, your neutral conductor size, and your ground conductor. It also gives you your part numbers, and it gives you some conduit sizing for a particular specification on conduit material. All right, so that's that. So what's happened is that as you drag that device in there, you have, and let's see where it put it. Okay, so here's your M75 that you just added to MCC. So it has added this to all these other motors and motor control devices that have already existed, and it's adjusted all my connected amps, my connected kVA, my minimum circuit size, did all that. And it also, if you go down here to cables, you see that it created an M75, a P cable M75. Now you also have the ability, and that's really kind of what it does. It basically allows you to drag devices into power. It automatically creates your cable, and then you can attach that cable to a cable tray, which would then take you back to the cable form and readjust its size if necessary, depending on the installation scenario for that cable tray. You can also drag that cable down to conduits, and you can create a conduit system. in many different forms. We won't get into them all right now. And then you have basically the same idea with your control devices, where you drag control devices into your controls branch. I've created a few here. I've created a couple of remote I/O panels. I've added some solenoid valves, some safety devices, some temperature transmitters. And what happens is as you drag those control devices in here, you get the opportunity as well to create the cables associated with each one of those connections. And those go down in here. So you basically, these P cables are by and large attached to the power model, the power branch up there, but you also have L cables, which is your lower voltage cables. You have a control cable, which is your number 14, 25 conductor, 7 conductor, 3 conductor, your shielded pairs and triads come down here under your signal cables, and then you can do Ethernet cables, which could be either fiber or copper or coax or whatever you wanted to do. So as you're creating devices, you can create these cables. For example, let's look up here under Remote IO1. When I created that, I basically had created a L cable because I needed 120 volt power going to the panel. I created a control cable that let's just say that the e-stop circuit was wired through, and then I also had a communications cable, and it all came from PLC to Remote IO1, and I now had these 3 cables connected. And just press save, and what it will do is it will then launch the cable forms to create and specify each one of those cables. So there you have that. And that's really kind of it. The nice thing about the program is there are 2 data files that are necessary to run it. One we call user data, which has the manufacturer's information for, let's just say, adjustable speed drives, all your different cables. It gives you dimensional information, input ratings, things of that nature that you wouldn't normally have access to. It just makes it a lot simpler to pick out of a list. It also has ratings for bus sizes that are potential and stuff like that. And it also has your report specifications, so you can change the format of each one of these summary reports with what columns you want to show as well. The other database that it references we call sysdata, and you can't really access that. It has the code information, and it has all the tables for sizing cables under different installations and voltages, and whether it's underground, whether it's direct buried, whether it's in a raceway, whether it's in a cable tray, all that. And I have built the system behind that so that as you specify your power cables, that information is utilized to create the size that you are actually specifying. This cable here actually is assigned to a cable tray that was previously created, and it has adjusted the size based on the installation requirements or scenario of this cable tray, and then what cable you've had and things like that. So when you're done, what you have is a cable schedule with all your cables. You have control device lists. You have your control device list. So basically you can look at controls. You can adjust your reports to show the columns of fields that you want. You have your power system. You have how your power system flows up. It turns out that a power system is represented very well by a tree view, and the power flows up and it calculates based on the National Electrical Code rules on input ratings of drives and largest motors and 125% of your continuous loads, and all of those things that are required are done, and you can look at your power system in a lot of different ways. If you assigned lengths to your conduits and your cables, then you can do bill of material reports at the end. And you can look at different things. Here's the power devices that are in the power model right now. This is all the devices under the power branch. Let's see what control devices looks like. Here's your control devices that have been created. And again, you can adjust the report format. These are just kind of thrown in here for now. You can look at the single conductor cables that you have specified in the job. And again, you've got distances, you got total lengths over here, depending on if you actually entered the lengths and things of that. So you basically have your project fairly well specified from a quoting, from a engineered and a construction standpoint. So I hope this gives you a good overview of what goes on in the project. And this concludes the demonstration. Hey, thanks for hanging in there with me. Tried to get it done as quick as I could. I think you can see it's a very comprehensive program, and it's going to have a big impact on your job. Looking forward to hearing from you. I wish you would fill out the contact information, be a beta tester, or just get on our contact list. We'll let you know when the product's ready for sale. Appreciate your time. Have a good day.